Today, people, today isn't just another server shutdown. Today is a viewing. Anthem is officially dead, people. Servers shut down. No revival, no second chance. And instead of rage, what we are seeing is something rare. Players logging in one last time, standing together, flying one final mission just to say goodbye. Anthem didn't become what it was promised to be, but for a lot of people, it still mattered. And that makes today hit a little differently.
Are you not entertained?
And this is where the conversation shifts from failure to memory. Because for all the missed potential and broken promises, Anthem still gave people moments. That first time you flew, the first stronghold you cleared, friends you grouped up with just because the game felt different. Most games don't even get a goodbye, but Anthem did. Let's do this right. Drop a comment with your favorite Anthem memory, a mission, a screenshot, a squad moment, or just say where you were the first time you logged in. Let's make this comment section a real send-off for the coulda, woulda, shoulda been Anthem.
Sure.
And that concludes today's viewing of Anthem getting buried. All right. Gotta laugh at how dramatic that was. All right. So enough with all that shit. Anthem. Anthem servers have officially been cut the fuck off, people. You cannot sign in. And even some people reported, even before the official end date, you couldn't even log into the EA account, which they force you to log into before you play. People were saying, hey, I can't even get into that, so I can't even play Anthem one last time. There was a whole kerfuffle on Twitter that I saw. Yeah, so, and I gotta say, this was a thing, 2019 to now, so about 7 years of servers. I was really shocked that it's been 7 years since this embarrassment from EA, but yeah, listen, I'll let my cousin, get into his little details. How do you feel about our viewing and our last hurrah and our last kudos to the game that is known as Anthem? Step to the podium.
Well, I'm here to talk to the congregation known as the consumers. This game shouldn't have existed, plain and simple. But I won't get into all that. Game was made by people that didn't know what the fuck they were doing. This was not their wheelhouse. This was not their bread and butter. This has nothing to do with their pedigree. They were told by their employer, hey, make us some live action shit so we can get in on this. And they did the best they could. And it showed because it wasn't much of shit. To answer my cousin's question, where was I 7 years ago when this shit came out? Not playing this. Because I believe then and I believe now. I don't support this live service bullshit.
Yes,
but
yes.
I will say this. Before it was cut off, because I'm sure somebody in the comments, well, how can you talk on it? You didn't play it. I did play it. I bought it. As we all know, infamous buy shit on sale. Yes, I did. I bought it on sale for $. And it was the special edition, whatever the hell it was that gave you the extra stuff. I bought that $6, and then it just sat quietly in my backlog. I did not do anything with it. I think around late last year when I remembered, oh, this thing is closing. I had the idea of like, hey, Treese, let's go ahead and play this. Let's try to beat this, enjoy it, see what this was. It's been years. I'm pretty sure they had to have improved it. We got maybe 10 hours in, and 6 of those hours were loading screen or transition screens, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to shit on the game because there are tons of devs do what they're told to do. They have an employer. They are, you can't just say, oh, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. Hey, you got bills to pay. So in a sense, I get it. But this game should not have been made by them. This was nothing that they were known for. None of that. But this game is a pure example of wasted potential. When the game came out, the devs tried and were down to revamp the game. We always talk about, a comeback a la No Man's Sky, how they turned the game around, etc. That's fine and cool, but we're getting a little bit too comfortable with letting that shit happen. Get it right the first time. You need a year and 10 more extra dollars. Okay, then just delay the game another year. But this is EA we're talking about. They'll sell their grandma for 50 extra cents if it means they ain't got to pony up it out of their own pocket. But the potential in this game, I saw it from if you want to call it the Iron Man S simulator with the mechs and the fighting and the combat. Hey, that actually is the best part of the game, the flying and combat. But other than that, it was kind of, what are we doing? You can see how they were inspired by Destiny, and there are reports that came out during development. They were so gung ho to not want to be considered or any comparison to Destiny that they were just not allowed to speak that name in the studio while they're making the game. They're like, hey, don't say that word. But you can see its comparisons. When you go back to Fort Tartarus, it goes in first person mode, whereas Destiny went into third person mode. They was like, we'll just do the straight opposite. You know, you can see the cracks, but you can also see the potential in its design, and it just ain't there. There was so much more that could have been done with this, and it just fumbled the ball. And then at the same time, when you hear the discourse of gamers tired of this always online shit, tired of games being
Yeah.
taken away and delisted, and not only did they kill the servers, they didn't even try to go Ubisoft's approach with like, hey, update to push it on so you can play it offline, like how they did Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. They just said, fuck y'all, we're gonna take this away. And that's the biggest slap in the face, because at least with live service games, in a sense, they're free to play. So it's like, oh, the only money you lose is the money you chose to put in it, i.e. microtransactions. But for anybody who actually bought this game, a full 70 doll hairs, I'm sorry, 60 doll hairs, $60. And in 7 years, I'm sure you probably got your fill for it, but even still, you paid money for a product that is just now gone. There is no,
Finito.
yeah, you could have had a kid 7 years ago and be like, hey, I want to show you this game that could have been something so much more. And this is like, a game. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I see the potential. We did have some hijink moments, a little bit of fun. I chose the Colossus. That's the type of character I always play in picking games, the tank class. But EA, you're just being EA. And then now EA's being sold. So just believe this type of shit ain't coming back again. But that's how I feel about it. Shouldn't have been made. They should have put more effort trying into it. But like, hey, I just want to shout out to everyone who is all about this so-called digital ecosystem, all about my games digital. This can happen to any and every type of digital online only game. They have the right to take it from you and say, hey, we'll want you play no more, and you have no leg to stand on. As my cousin stated before I kick this over to her, the final weeks, if you owned the game digitally, you could not play it. EA cut off access to it. The only way to circumvent that was to have the disc, even though the disc is nothing but just the license printed on it. That's what it took in order to get in and play the game. And that's crazy. To sit up here and have a product paid for, you support it. Support the devs, everyone says. You did that. And what were you returned with? Access denied.
Yeah, I think the biggest losers this whole fiasco is the people that paid full price for the game, even half price for the game, because like now you're left with nothing. But I hope you beat the game over the 7 years and all that. But them are the people that really took the biggest L's. And EA, it's not like EA refunding anybody money. This slimy, all the nastiest shit you can do in the gaming industry. And the fact that they still wouldn't even like allow you to play the game offline just shows you everything you needed to see. But the game did feel, which is so crazy. Because visually, it was nice. Some things, it felt like a, how can I put this? Like looking at a red Ferrari. It's so nice on the inside. It sounds loud. It's all, yeah. But once you get ownership of it for like 6 months, you took it to get maintenance done how many times and place how many brake pads, and you had to put this special oil in it to get it. Like, it just looks pretty on the outside, but deep down, it's nothing. It's nothing to live for. And that's how I felt when we did try to play Anthem. It looked nice. Flying, and I was the ranger. Flying was nice, but we kept repeating the same fucking mission over and over. Enemies, you were fighting blue dogs or these nasty ass spiders. It was the same shit over and over again. I don't like to repeat myself, so I sure don't like to play the same shit over and over and over again. And there's no really difference in between point. So that was the biggest downfall. Like it seemed like they put all the money to make it look pretty, but no one gave money to the people that actually develops the missions, make things cohesive. All the cool shit was just a flashback. It's not like you could have fought through any of that. I'm like, yo, let me go do that. It's a whole war. Let me fight. Let me fight. I don't want to watch it. Let me be a part of it. Nah, you gonna watch all the good shit and be stuck with all the dumb shit to play through. So yeah, and I know there was talks of them talking about investing $10 million that they could really turn the game around, and that came out to be nothing. EA just cut the cord and said fuck you if you bought it. So let this be a lesson learned, and hopefully the last lesson you need. One, don't trust nothing EA, and then live service, especially if you gotta pay for it. I would stay away. It would have to be really, really something great, like Arc Raiders or something. But like that comes once a blue moon. That's not a every live service type of game. And they did something very unique too. But this is not Arc Rated Video. That this shoulda, woulda, coulda, and that's really unfortunate because the studio and all that. Yeah, Anthem could have been really game changing if they just EA cared enough. They just didn't. I don't know what they were paying them people for years to do. Somebody pockets was laced, and we didn't get a complete game out of it. But let us know how you feel in the comments below. Are you moved to emotion from this last viewing as we lay Anthem to rest, or are you saying, hey, good riddance? It should have never been a thing. It should have never been here. We don't care about it. Be gone. It's so embarrassing in gaming. Just another blemish on on the gaming industry. But let us know in the comments down below.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?